When you're in your 20s, it is a very, very tough and confusing time, and I can tell you from experience. You go on Instagram or you go on TikTok and you see these videos of young kids and they have millions of dollars and they have all these cool cars and they have all these cool things, and you just wish you had that, or you look at it and it just brings you down because you're not there yet. And I'm here to tell you it's okay. You don't have to have those things. You don't need to have those monetary things. And if you look at the most successful people in the world, that's not what they're focused on. Their focus is either mental, where they can get mentally and how much they can learn, or it's building the business that they're working on. People that have billions and billions of dollars, they don't care about having a flashy car or crazy nice house. Given some of them do and some of them have really nice things, but when they got started and as they're building, they were just focused on the business. And a lot of the times, sometimes they weren't even making any money. They were just reinvesting all the money back into the business to grow it. And so I want to talk about what I learned and how I learned this. I was in college and I was super confused. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was thinking about all these businesses I wanted to start and all these different directions I wanted to go, and I was just spread out. Like I was spread thin. And my mom one day, she gave me a book. It's called The Defining Decade, and I remember it. She said, you have to read this book. And I got the book and I said, yeah, I'll read it, Mom, of course. And I just back burner. Sitting in my dorm room one day and I saw the book and I was like, it's Sunday, I got nothing to do, let me just read it. I read it and it changed my life. The premise of the book really talked about people in their 20s, and it talks about how a lot of people just will do odd jobs. They'll work at a grocery store, they'll work at a ski hill, they'll do these jobs that doesn't build them to where they want to be. It doesn't get them to where they want to go in life. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having those jobs at some point in time. What I'm saying is if you want to get somewhere, you have to start in that industry. So for me, I've always liked cars. I've always liked being around them. And so I started a car rental business to be in that space. And I think if you can get started in that space, you can grow and you can get to that level. And also, when you think and see these monetary things, in my head, I think it's much more valuable to take that money and put it back into the business to snowball it rather than buy all these cool things. For me, I'd rather have an extremely successful business than have all these cool, flashy things. And once you know where you want to go, once you find that industry, that specific place that you want to follow, you have to stay focused. This has been one of the hardest things for me, and I hear about this all the time from people. They start one thing, and then they want to start another, and they want to start another, and they're starting new things because either they see an Instagram video or TikTok or something and they see the success in it, or they can't find the success in the thing that they're working on and they can't push past that and find it. They can't find the success. They don't push past the point. Maybe they're just not doing enough research, or maybe they're just not putting enough time in. But that is so many people nowadays, is they'll just start a side hustle. They'll get to a point where it's making very little money and there's potential, but they don't see it, and they see something else that can make more money and they jump over to it immediately. They don't even think about it. So if I were to give one really big lesson, this is something that was very, very hard for me to learn, and I finally learned it. It is stay focused, find the industry you want to be in, and then work your ass off. Get to where you want to be in one space. Don't spread thin. And I'm not saying you can't have a ton of businesses. What I think is you start one, you build it to the point where it's self-sufficient and people can run it, people can manage it, then you can start something else. But until you could do that, stay focused.